Star Trek, very much like the idealistic sort of vision of the human future is beautiful, but it also becomes its own little world to get sort of trapped in because it's so self-enclosed, like Marvel, I guess. Then it's not like exploring stories that shift my experience of this world. It's like immersing myself in an entirely different world that has its own rules, its own functions, and eventually becomes entirely detached from my life because it's its own sort of freestanding, coherent existence. And that's why I was like, maybe I should read some more solar punk. Maybe that's the kind of like vision I want to be seeing for my future, or like the way I want to be engaging my sense of what reality is.
That's really interesting. This is something that I think you might appreciate, but I spoke about this with I had a conversation with Sophie Strand, and this idea kind of came to me. But I think you might be interested in it. So like Star Trek specifically, right? If we're looking at the Star Trek universe, and I like Star Trek a lot, and I've seen DS9 and Voyager and Next Generation. I haven't read the books, but I would be open to that. But it kind of struck me in that conversation that Star Trek is a very there's something fairly disembodied about the technology, for example, in Star Trek, right? Everything is like and in a way it's the way our technology is moving now, where it's like computer, what's this or this, and then you have this disembodied voice sort of giving you, it's like a bit like Alexa, right? Mm-hmm. And you have basically effectively Kindles. They're all walking around with some kind of tablet, and so it's quite interesting how similar our technology now is to that. But I also think
even their immersion in natural environments for the vast majority of the time are simulations, right? They spend time in simulations to sort of get reprieve.
Yeah. So what I think is interesting is that, our technology is moving in that direction, and we are becoming increasingly disembodied and disconnected from one another in real life. And there's this, the researcher Sherry Turkle, who researches our relationship with technology, and she's been at MIT for many years. She refers to it as this friction-free life. That's what tech designers are looking for. It's like,
sorry, can you say that again?
Friction. You
don't friction-free what? Because there was a bit of a lag there.
Friction-free emotional life. Yeah. So a friction-free emotional life. And her argument is that a lot of tech designers were designing for that, because they were like, hey, let's make an app where you don't have to bump into someone in a coffee shop because it's too awkward to talk to them. That was literally an app that people were working on as she was researching it, right?
Wow.
And what's interesting about that is obviously that creates a deep sense of alienation through our technology. Now, Star Wars, for example, what's interesting there is that the technology is all very embodied. It's clunky. It's like the ship isn't working. It's like, get in there, pull some wires. There's robots, it's all the and the Force, of course, is this sort of psycho-spiritual force that moves through the body and moves through the universe, interpenetrates everything. But I'm particularly interested in the tech. Like, it's like a Jedi builds their own lightsaber. That's like a part of it. It's a mechanical process, an embodied mechanical process that people are in. Like, no one in Star Trek builds their own phaser as like an initiation process, right? It's like, no, this is the standard issue thing that you get, and it's all clean and it's all safe. So I just think it's interesting that we have these two different approaches to technology in the culture. We have the Star Wars, we have the Star Trek. They're almost kind of polars. They're kind of different poles of the way we experience technology now.